The time has finally come to do a video on the series that inspired the channel's namesake. Ace Attorney 6, or more specifically, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, now has a North American and European release date. It is September 2016. It's going to be sold for $30, 25 pounds, and 30 euros. What they revealed about the narrative so far is Phoenix is now visiting a foreign nation that happens to be the origin point of the Korean channeling technique that Maya has exhibited throughout the series. And that's lawyerless. They have their own laws, of course, where lawyers are no longer necessary in trials. Everything is done using spiritual techniques and visions, or science. And therefore, Phoenix feels his sense of justice, his sense of duty, and prove that their system is broken without a fair representation. He's going to be going up against a Royal Priestess of the nation that brings these visions as evidence. And her name is Rafala Pandamakarala. I'll just put the name right here. Now, these visions are the last moments of the victim's life in each of these cases, and they use that as credible, defining, conclusive evidence. And Phoenix's job is to show that that can be manipulated or taken advantage of by anyone who commits crimes knowing how the system works. Phoenix is going to come in and show them that they must turn over every stone to show that the truth can be buried and must be uncovered. But they won't, of course, leave Apollo Justice out of it. He'll be taking over Phoenix's law office back in his home country to take care of cases that come to his office. And what the teaser trailer may show at the end, Apollo Justice may end up joining Phoenix. No word if anyone else, such as Athena, is going to be joining him as well. Trucy might do her usual cameo. And we know from the front cover that Maya is going to be coming back, but we don't know what her role is right now. And now to address the elephant in the room that already a lot of people are complaining about. Objection, Capcom! Did you not really listen to the people who complained during Ace Attorney 5 Dual Destinies when you released it as digital only? You're once again exclusively releasing this digital only in the West. Now, while the last game did do well in terms of sales, it could have done better if you released it in both formats. Now, me personally, I'm probably going to still pick the game up because I'm thinking of doing a review on it and I need to have the game to do that. But for everyone else, I know there are people that have their own reasons for boycotting the game because it's not released physical. People who want to have a collector's edition, some that probably will even import it from Japan to have something to put on their shelf next to their Ace Attorney collection. But Capcom, you really need to put more faith in this series. Yes, we understand that releasing the game digital only will minimize costs in terms of manufacturing, as well as getting the game out sooner. We all saw that with Dual Destinies. But I think you would learn from the sales of the last game that the game is strong enough to warrant a physical release where you can have a peace of mind that it will still do well. Still releasing it as digital only, I don't know if it was Capcom USA's decision or Capcom in Japan's offices that influenced that decision, but come on, you gotta have faith in us. Any worry that you have for releasing the game physically and it being an unsold unit sitting on the shelf collecting dust will be picked up by those who refuse to pick it up digitally. The digital format, meanwhile, will be picked up by everybody else. Everyone has options. Don't limit options anymore, okay? I want to praise you for the work you give us that we are all fans for. But to whoever's in charge that's making these decisions, they need to pay closer attention to what fans are saying. but I guess all they see are just dollar and euro and pound signs. Now for those of you who are going to continue to boycott the series because it's releasing digitally, hey, that's your prerogative. No one else has a right to tell you what to do except you. But in the meantime, I hope you give us who plan on buying the game the same courtesy and understand why we're buying it. Yes, we understand your concerns of why you want to boycott the series to give a message to Capcom that digital only is not a no-go. The only thing I can think of to counter that is if we completely boycott the series if it's digital only, it may just completely disregard the whole series as a success in the West and discontinue it altogether. And that's a future that both you guys and us want to avoid altogether. We want to continue to see the series be released here, not just become Japan exclusive, and we have to rely on fan translations like we had to do for Ace Attorney Investigations 2. I love this series too much, you love the series too much. I understand if you respectfully disagree, but I also need you to understand that I also respectfully disagree with you thinking that not buying this game is going to send a message to Capcom that digital only format needs to stop through use of low sales. My reasoning is the last few physical copies of Ace Attorney were not exactly the highest selling, and that's probably why Capcom decided to resort to digital only. I refuse to return the sales numbers of the series back to the way they were for the last physical copies. That's the reason why they didn't localize Ace Attorney Investigations 2, because the cost of production were higher than their forecasted return. Again, I don't want to bring the series back to that fiscal predicament. But hey, half glass full, the game is coming over here, and September 2016 is a much sooner date than I expected. I don't know about you guys, but maybe you can agree with me on this right here. I'm kind of glad they kept the production progress of the game to a minimum up until today, because the sooner we knew it was going to be coming out, the more that we won't be able to withhold our anticipation. It's going to be coming out sooner than we thought. It gives us less time to say, I can't wait for its release. Now, having said that, pros and cons both taken into account, this is Dan, and I have no objections to getting this game sooner than we originally thought.